Yes, so a little bit about me. I'm a Bangalorean, very proud one at that, and I researched the history of Bangalore, but also by qualification I'm an engineer. So about 8-9 years ago, I chanced on this word called GTS and Bangalore. So in case I'm assuming nobody knows anything, so I'll give a 5-minute overview of what GTS is. So the word is a fancy word. Sounds a little bit scary for people who don't like mathematics. It stands for Great Trigonometric Survey. Essentially, it was a project which started out as a very simple project, but essentially grew into something which helped develop the map of India. This started around 1800 in Bangalore. Finally, it evolved into a massive project which lasted about 130 years. So from 1800 to 1930, it was a project which was carried on by the British and subsequently by the Indian government to map the country, to develop maps of the country. Now, when we say maps, we tend to think of the ones that we see in books or whatever. But essentially, they wanted to build inch-perfect maps. It is a map of India where an inch is as accurate as an inch. So you can imagine Kanyakumari to Kashmir or Gujarat to Assam, something that accurate. That started here in Bangalore in 1800 by a British army man at that time. So he essentially proposed a coast-to-coast initially mapping exercise. So why do they want to do maps? Because when anybody conquers a land, they want to collect taxes. Correct. They want to make money of whatever, in addition to looting and other things. If I am the landowner, I can collect money, and the way I collect money is through taxes, like we pay property taxes, or issue we are having today. If the land is 2 acres, the farmer will say it is half acre and pay money for that. Or if it is wetland, rich land, he will say, sir, it is hopeless grassland, I can't grow anything there, I'm going to give, I don't have any money to give you. So any government first and foremost wants to establish a landscape clearly, understanding of the landscape, so that they can say, look, you have to pay this house, it's a 30-40 site, it is an RCC construction, you have to pay me so much money as property tax. That is why they were doing it. And so the exercise started in Bangalore, not here, between KR-Puram, a point in Lingarajpuram and Agrara, where HSR layout today. So they measured that line first, and that line essentially evolved into the map of India. Subsequently, so that first line they measure is something called a baseline. So that is the holiest of holy lines. That forms the basis for every other subsequent measurement later. So it is like, when we start something, we do a basic measurement, that is what it is. So subsequently, it went on and on, but in Bangalore, they found that the line that was measured in 1800 actually cut across Belandur Lake. So the first time they measured it, the lake was dry and it looked like this. So they measured right over it. It's about 8 kilometers. And they took 50 odd days to do the measurement using small things called chains. So 4 years later they came back, they got new modern equipment, they went to Madras, restarted and came to Bangalore, and they found the lake was full with water. So there was nothing to refer, it was all underwater. So they measured a few things. So what they did was they measured a point from Mekri Circle here to a place here called Kannur. If you know Kannur here?
Yes, yeah. We know.
Right. So that distance was again measured in 57 days or something like that. Because they do it so accurately that almost to the 6th decimal place in an inch, they measure it. They measure it using those chains, and it's a very painstaking exercise. Multiple people take readings, and it's extraordinarily accurate exercise. So they did that in 1865, this measurement, and they marked it out. So the way they measure is they measure the line, and alongside they have some other points that are also used as references. So this is one such reference. So there was one here, there was one in Sakar Nagar, almost in line with this. And the line itself is Mekri Circle to Kannur, which passes about somewhere near a little further down from that white apartment complex. The 2 points on the other side, which was in Lingarajpuram and Nagavara. So the Nagavara one still exists. Lingarajpuram is destroyed. The Sakar Nagar point is destroyed. This one remains.
No, it is at the verge of getting destroyed.
One?
This is at the verge of getting
You can at
destroyed.
least see it,
Yeah.
but the others are totally lost. Now the end point itself is in Ramana Maharshi Park inside.
Okay.
It is marked on a small pedestal, a beautiful pedestal there. You can see that, but that is also destroyed. Like this, there was a room built around it. So that room has been destroyed. Only the the stone, it's a marked stone, remains. But the other end in Kannur was a even more dilapidated structure than this, proper one. That one was on the verge of destruction. It's being restored as we speak by Intact Bangalore. Has anyone seen that there?
No.
Okay, it's a site worth seeing. So if you have the time after this, we can go see that as well. It just got saved in a few days. So somebody sponsored it, and the building is being conserved. So it was overgrown with trees. The building itself had trees going inside it. So it was on the verge of collapse, and it's 2 months, 3 months back the work started. More or less done now, and it went through. The difference between here and there is that is not under BBM. It comes under the Panchayat. I'm not sure about this.
This is
This is under
right?
BDA now.
It's been developed by public or the government?
Public
Public.
with government sanctions, with approvals.
This is under BDA right now.
Now currently
Under
this,
BDA, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there is a fight between BDA and BBMP
That's
to
okay.
take over.
That'll always be there.
Yeah.
Now, why is this thing important is, you would have probably figured it now, Bangalore is considered as the science and technology capital for the world too. Every single product we use has a Bangalore contribution to it, no matter where it's manufactured.
Absolutely.
Where it's manufactured. This is the world's longest and probably most extensive scientific exercise in the world. I'm not talking in India. So 130 years it went on. It cost lakhs of lives. The way the British put it, we lost more people in the GTS project than in battles. Because if you are going to build this and there was a big hillock here, there may have been a river here, it may have been dense forest. So they go through and do this, the animals, the snakes, there's all of that, right? And diseases, malaria, all of that. So they lost more people in the GTS project than in the British battles they fought with enemies. Number one. And number two, the precision of that measurement. So the point from Mekri Circle to a point in Madras, on St. Thomas Mount or on Guindy racecourse, actually it is there, is off by today's measurement by 5 inches. By 5 inches. So if you see all the land issues we have, this house is built and it's like shifted out by, if you measure it, I'm sure it's off by 6 inches here on a 30 feet side. But over a distance of 352 kilometers, they were off by 6 inches. It was so accurate, and the height of Everest was revised about 2 months back.
Yeah.
If you read
Correct, yeah.
that height is off by what they measured in GTS by 20 feet. They never could go to the Everest at that time. It was all purely measurement. So the 28,000 etc. feet of Everest, when they calculated it and they assessed it then, was off by 20 feet. So if Bangaloreans take pride in saying, look, this is the science and tech, it's one of the science and technology capitals in the world, this should be a holiest of holies for Bangaloreans. It's one thing to say Lal Bagh, it's one thing to say Kavan Park, Vidhan Saudha, or the tourist spots, but this is way beyond a tourist spot. It's a sign of science and technology in Bangalore, and this was actually an outcome also of that was, what's the size of Earth? What's the diameter of Earth was a fallout of this project to accurately measuring it. So this formed a basis of something which is very, very significant in mankind itself. I wouldn't say this particular structure, I mean a whole lot of things. So it should become a showpiece for our children and for anybody interested in science and technology, this should be a must-visit spot. That's how that structure has been managed to preserve. And
Ennur
there-
Bandu.
huh?
Ennur Bandu.
We are way beyond Ennur Bandu. It's about there's that pharma company. What is that? Yeah, beyond that, it's about 4 kilometers from there.
Okay.
There's a massive project coming up, Salarpuria Brigade. It's just opposite the road. It's hidden from the main road. You will not see it. So this structure, by the way, is from 1865. What you are seeing here on the mount, that was built in 1865. If any one of you has gone up there, has anybody gone there?
Yeah.
We all got
What have you seen there?
There's a
There's a small pit.
Pit,
Right. Right now there's a pit, hollow pit. In that would have been a stone pillar, same size, same shape, about 3 feet tall. It's a solid stone. It's like like maybe like a log. Imagine that a stone is placed on that. There will be crosshair marks on it. So the intersection of that is that point. So they would mount something called a theodolite on that and take readings from that. So obviously treasure hunters have got into it first and dislodged the stone, and as usual treasure hunters think there is something there, and they would have done that. It's actually collapsed more than last time I saw it.
Yeah.
Front.
Yeah, correct.
Yes. Close to some 3 to 4 feet, the stones have been fall down on the top surface,
Yeah.
and the pit what you are referring towards, that is also internally it
This
is
is already
collapsed
filled
and filled up.
So the
It
parts
was
of the
okay
pillars are still there.
Last year it was okay.
Yeah, yeah,
It's now filled up.
yes.
almost
The filled, no, not completely, but
है,
there are.
काफी
It is still you
कचरा है
can
उधर।
find pit.
Okay, what will happen is you are seeing the stone granite thing, right?
Yeah.
On the floor, also they would have marked. If you dismantle the structure, you would have see a crosshair kind of thing like this.
It is there actually.
No, you can't see it now because I'm saying on the rock.
Yeah, yeah,
So
it
the
is
bedrock.
there on top.
On the bedrock.
And the
as-
pillar
Yeah, we can see
pieces are also there.
Sorry?
Pieces of the pillar, what they had made.
Oh, they're there.
Yeah, but it is in stone actually. It is all
is
made
in
of
stone.
It is broken and fallen inside the pit.
No. It is not fallen inside. That's the second one inside. There would have been one more on top. Almost till 3 feet height, you would have seen one rising above the structure.
That we never saw.
No.
So it
It's
is not.
probably gone now.
Okay.
So what you're seeing is there. If you remove that, even on the rock there, not the man-made structure, on the natural rock also you'll find a mark like this. Okay. So if you
Is there a
can-
cave? Is there a chance? No cave.
it's solid rock. It's built on rock for stability. So they quarried it out. It would have been a hillock. And the reason it has survived is they quarried out everything. I'm sure if you're local here, you would know.
Yeah. I already experienced it.
What is that?
They used to blast almost every day.
No. Why is that left out and rest of it being quarried out?
No, because we complained and government came forward.
When?
Somehow they stopped it. That's how I.
No. They're
2015.
quarrying. If you've seen, they left the path right up till there.
Oh.
Only that structure has been,
Oh,
So
okay.
the villagers,
I have no idea.
villagers,
that strong?
so villagers tell there is a ghost there.
some of the villagers here call it a Bhoot Bangla.
Yes.
Bhoot Bangla as in Bhoot whatever. The other is there is also the story of a god. Some of these people recite this. All of this is essentially originating in that ignorance of the community of what it is here. For them, it is something special. Once in a while, some Britisher and some army people still come and check this. So you brought up the question of Survey of India, right? The Survey of India still uses these kind of references. This one they may not be using, but there are many such markers in the city. But this one is holy. There are lesser holy, markers elsewhere in the city, which are still found on maps. Defense personnel sometimes use them too, because in warfare today it's electronic warfare, right? So let's say they jam everything, and you don't have access to cell phones or whatever. Then you have to go by geographical markers. So this landscape will always change. The buildings will change, everything will change. But on the map, they know that there is a hillock. On the hillock, there is a mark like this. That's good reference for them because they know relative to that the entire region. So if they are totally blind, they'll still use these for locating themselves around. Coastal regions, they preserve all this. In the urban locations, they are given up because of these things. So sometimes when you go in the forest or in farmland and all that, you'll find Survey of India, somebody visited, some major has visited here on some date. And that's just a verification for them that it's still used. I mean, they keep track of it. But in cities, they have more or less given up on this.
So we can approach even the defense department.
What have I done for this one? So I spoke to the Survey of India. I went up to the Surveyor of General of India. They don't care. They've given up on this because for them it's important. It's not like
Not priority.
it's not priority. They have a lot of other things to fight over, or their agenda is not history. Their agenda is to progress what they have been doing. The BBMP commissioner too, at that time I had made representations. Nobody cared. BDA